Okay, check this out, y'all.
Hello everybody, my name's Hayden Michael and I go to the dog park just to yell bath time. So I wanted to talk today about people leaving the occult in general, specifically Taliesin Mcknight, Grand Infinity, and Asbjorn. Now I tried looking for Asbjorn's video titled My Last Comment, which is his last video, which he didn't leave the occult. Now, I guess leaving the occult's a bad fucking title for this video, but a lot of people are going through change and ditching things and picking up new things. 'Tis the season, so to speak. Now, I was going to talk about Taliesin Mcknight first, but I think he's going to be a majority part of the video, so we're going to go ahead and go over Asbjorn, because number one, I couldn't find his video, and, you know, I can only remember so much of the entire video. Basically, he is dropping all of his online occult stuff. He took down all of his videos, sites. There was a few videos that you could find on a playlist, even after he deleted them, but since then, I can't find any of them, and I can't even find his last video. Now, he's not necessarily leaving the occult, he's just leaving the occult community. He's not really doing this online anymore. I don't really think it's part of his job. I think he mentioned in that video that he would be giving all of his work to Frederick Xavier over at Mind of Magic's channel. Not sure if that's the best idea, but, you know, okay. You know, and same with Grand Infinity, which was a good minute ago. I still haven't heard anything about him. I don't know too much about him. If anybody has the juicy stuff, leave it down below for me. But I think he dropped the occult altogether. He's one of the ones that actually left, such as me. I'm pretty sure. But the Grand Infinity deleted all of his videos too. And now, for the third go-around, we've got Taliesin Mcknight leaving the occult for Catholic Mysticism, for Christian mysticism, basically, which I wouldn't debate is really, like, what he's doing isn't that out of the occult. Now, it might be out of the occult because everybody's definition differs. He deleted all of his videos, too. I don't get why people do this. Me at the beginning of this channel, which, dude, I'm not even for any of my, like, old videos. I've come back and since changed my mind and corrected myself plenty of times, but I knew I was going to go through some change at some point. I didn't even know it was going to happen. Like, this was totally out of my mind. I didn't know that I would actually be, like, leaving all that stuff. I just thought my mindset was going to be changing within it. And it's crazy. And so I never planned to delete it. And even after such big changes happen within me, I've thought about it, but I would never want to do that. I love having something to bounce off of, and you know, I don't get that. I did get a comment for it where someone was like, "Oh, and please take down all the." Here, let me find it. Yeah, so this was on the "Show Must Go On" video and the "Why I'm Leaving Spirituality Altogether." Yeah, Nick Wiener said, "Great job, man. I hope you choose to go back and take down your past videos, which you may find shameful and may mislead others." I don't think, number one, they have like 50 views at most. 15 to 25, and if you look at people who have been YouTubing for like 10 years at least and have thousands of videos, which, you know, by the time I probably pick up, I'll probably have a few thousand out. You go to their old videos and they still have like no views. I don't think they're going to mislead anybody whatsoever. I think people are going to find my newer stuff way more faster than my older stuff. I have a little bit more faith in humanity, my friend. But yeah, I don't get the whole take down your videos fad when you change. I'm gonna always keep my videos up, even the ones that I think I said the stupidest shit in, even the ones that I'm like, wow, it's so cringy. Please don't go back. Please don't go back and watch them. Whatever you do, don't do that. If you do that, But either way, so Grand Infinity, Asbjorn, Grand Infinity, he's a big question mark. Asbjorn, he's still practicing the occult, except he's just not really in the community. But Taliesin Mcknight, I've got myself a little envelope card where I wrote some notes. Now, if there's one lesson I want to give away during this video that kind of underlines everything, is that when you're changing, when somebody's changing, or when somebody is not something anymore, you know, when you're A and now you're not A, it does not make you anti-A. And that's what so many people don't get. Let me give an example. Think about Christians and atheists, or Christians and People who don't believe in Christianity, maybe it's a Catholic. Well, because a lot of the Christians down here, it's like two separate religions to them, so that's why I said that. That might not flow over so well with some people. Let's compare it to Islam, A lot of people will think because you're not a Christian, you must be against Christianity. And the same goes for atheists, too. There's atheists that think that because other people are Christians means that they don't like them as atheists or they think they're dumb. Because I remember being a Christian at some point and thinking that people who were not Christian thought I was dumb. I could tell you from the outside looking in, we don't think that. We don't think it. There are some. You go to enough online boards where that's like their main focus, and so they're just like cranked onto that all day long, which I get into those moods sometimes on my Facebook. But that's where you're going to find all that bitterness that reflects the not a category. You see, even though Taliesin says he's not an occultist, I don't necessarily think he's against occultism. I know some people may think that because he's taken down his videos, but I don't think that. Same for, let's put it to Asbjorn's example. Even though he's not really doing it online and selling and these other things, I don't think he's against doing that. He's just not doing that. And so a lesson that I want to give is that not being something doesn't make you anti-something, because that's the first thing that comes to mind, when I talk about skepticism, and people think, because you're a skeptic, you're anti-this. Certainly there's all those sides of everything that go far left, far right, far up, down, straight and forward, behind. But that's not everybody, and that's why you need to, number one, whenever you're talking with people, you need to understand their position rather than just going and strumming the hell out of them. Either way, before I get on too hard of a tangent, because this isn't my video, this is a video about other people, just get in your head that not being something doesn't make you anti. Some of y'all may get that, but a lot of people don't freaking get it. They get really offended. It's not like you're against it at all. You're just not it. Now, you can go far. You don't have to. Believe it or not, all my in real life friends, Hayden has friends, but all of them, I don't think I'm friends with a single. I think I'm friends with one atheist, and the rest are Christians, some type of New Ager, or some type of deist. I'm friends with one not really, but either way, I wouldn't have it any other way, because people, as I've said before, and I think I said this before the Leaving Spirituality video, is that people aren't really their beliefs. They have their beliefs, but they aren't their beliefs. Now they back up actions. That's why we can do so many things that we don't mean, or we don't know why the hell we did it or said that. And so, even though people aren't their beliefs, you have to look at them at face value. There are certainly bad Christians. There are certainly bad atheists. There are certainly bad occultists. Very creepy ones at that. But that's why I make videos such as Practicality and Magic. Someone actually got wrong and they were like, make up your fucking mind. Look, buddy, I've made up my mind. I still don't believe in anything supernatural, spiritual, or the like whatsoever. Don't practice magic either. I've mentioned the things that I think it can help on because, shit, I want to talk about it. It doesn't mean that I'm just going back and forth. When I'm going back and forth, I know it. And if you've seen enough of these videos, I mention it while I'm talking about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going through cognitive dissonance right now. I can't really figure out where I'm wanting my mind to go. I admit that when I know it's happening. And that's not happening here. Sure, I'm going to make some video. I made some videos and I talked about making Ivinian magic. And yes, that's totally satirical. But if you think that I'm like just changing my mind, switching like left and right, like no. That's not what's happening. I make videos like the Practicality of Magic because I still enjoy talking about the occult. It's not like I left the occult, therefore I'm against the occult. See, it fits into my change as well, even though I'm a skeptic now. I still enjoy reading material, new shit that comes out, and keeping up with the community. I don't believe a lick of it. I really don't, but I still like talking about it. That's why I'm going to make a video like this when people like Taliesin Mcknight leave. Fuck. Because I really liked his channel. His wasn't really a teach you how to be something. His wasn't really a belief channel. He went over so many different things, and he wouldn't even be attached to the practice or the spirituality behind it, because, he'd mentioned his practice with it before. Maybe he's had some experience. Sometimes he didn't. But he would talk about it like a teacher. He would teach you. He was like a professor almost. He was like, and this ain't my sort of thing, y'all. Which I'm really happy, actually. He said y'all, and oh man, he said a few other things. They made me so happy. There's also I gotta show you this.
Got my Gregorian chants going on. I always wanted to be a Benedictine monk. I just never had the chance, y'all. That's a joke, but never mind.
The
Okay,
look on his
so,
fucking face right there when he realizes that's such a bad joke.
Had the chance, y'all. That's a joke, but never mind. Okay, so, y'all.
It's right after he says y'all and his eyes just like go down a bit. Oh my god. It's still gold. He's still Taliesin. I know a lot of people are pissed, like, oh my god, he changed, blah 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 blah. But he's still good old Taliesin. He sure is. But he mentions whenever he put out this video talking about leaving, he kept putting it off for a while, and then he just like felt like this is the time. Now, I can attest to putting off mine for a while, and I even mentioned that in the video. Like, I couldn't get around to doing it, but it was mainly because I couldn't find the words. I just didn't know how to put it necessarily. I was going through a lot mentally. Now, one night, got some pen and paper, and I'm sitting out in the car, and I just get the idea for what I want to talk about, and so I started writing, which someone I think commented on the video. They were like, it's so obvious you're reading from a script. I was really trying to make it obvious by not looking at the camera for a second and actually not being so quiet and cutting out the parts where I flipped the paper over, and I think I even threw them in the corner afterwards. So like, whoosh. The biggest fucking whoosh I've seen on this channel so far. Actually, no. In the Pseudo-Babble series, when I kept re-editing and adding in videos, I would catch myself getting whooshed. But then what I was talking about, there was like a secondary whoosh, because that one was also... It's so hard to explain what it was. It's the law of attraction shit. Just go watch it. You'll understand. But he mentions putting it off for a while. And for a majority of the video, he talks a lot about contemplation, meditation, a bunch of Catholic mysticism. He talks about the sacraments and all this other stuff. He goes on a little bit about some poetic soul jazz.
Basically, you can think of the soul, the analogy is that it's like a castle. And in this castle of the soul, there are many rooms, many layers, like an onion.
I hate onions. Shout out to all my onion haters out there. But either way, whenever going through Taliesin's comments, you get a lot of good feedback, and I'm really glad, because change, especially like big mental change, is hard to go through enough already as a person. Now, when you've got an audience that big and your image doesn't rely on it, but your image, foundation of your image is basically the idea that comes with who you are, what you do, and changing all that, it's got some big risks, because not only are you dealing with yourself through that change, as he mentioned, he had a bunch of angry people hitting him up. They're very pissed about it. I don't like that he deleted the videos, but I know there's people out there being pieces of shit who still believe really hardcore in whatever they believe in, and they are mad that he changed because they attributed their ego to him. I talked about this. And it's funny, I got some shit for that video somehow. It was called The Fall of Cult of Dusty, or The Fall of Dusty Smith, where I talked about how he kind of went through a YouTube midlife crisis sort of deal. And I go on to talk about, and this was me getting all metaphysical with shit, but from my point of view, the ego does one of three things. It attributes itself to itself in a way, like you get a big head, you get this Instagram model head, you think you're entitled to fucking free Starbucks everywhere. Number 2, you've got the ego that attributes itself to somebody else. Now, this is the one that all these angry people who hit up Taliesin Mcknight are going through, because when you attribute your ego to somebody else and then they change, you feel attacked. You feel violated because it messes with your head and there's nothing you can do about it. How scary. Now, this is why I made that video, to kind of help you realize when this is happening, because it'll help you out, because beliefs and the ego, and they're attached in weird ways, and it's not fun mentally going through that sort of thing. And so I just wish people just some lighter waters to tread. It's a big pill. These are big pills to take. These are the pills that you don't swallow. You shove them right up your ass. You have to grin and bear it. But what was I talking about? Oh, I got distracted by fucking ass pills. Oh yeah, the ego. And then the third thing is it'll attribute itself onto an idea or some concept. Something, let's say it's Arby's, right? Let's say your ego's really attributed to Arby's. You love Arby's, you eat it all the damn time. You eat it so much that your coworkers know you eat it. You're like, yeah, I fucks with the fucking beef and cheddar. And then H3 pops a video talking mad shit about Arby's, and you're just like, oh, shit. That's what happens. And this may be, this is just what I noticed. I don't know if this is correct. This might not even be the ego for all we know. There's probably some psychologist out there that's like, no. I know what you're talking about. That's sort of this. I'd love the correction. But you certainly see that. You certainly see that a lot. And it's why when somebody like me talks shit about an idea like law of attraction or manifestation, and people's egos are attributed to that idea or thing, that's the third one, they get cranky. And then if I make a video talking crap about somebody, what happens? Whoever's ego is attributed to them. And you can notice the difference, because there's certainly people who do like certain people, and they can understand certain criticisms, and they can also not agree with them, but they don't get so upset because they're more reliant on themselves, not in the ego, on the sense of the fucking shit. What's this video at? 20 minutes already? I'm trying to keep them shorter for you, especially because the pseudobabble ones are really the longest. Either way, if you want more information, go back, watch the Fall Dusty Smith video. I may come back and recorrect some things I said in it, because sometimes, believe it or not, I fuck up. We all fuck up a lot. It's just about catching yourself. Either way, I mentioned I got a comment from somebody. I forget who it is. I'm gonna... Oh yeah. Good old Tooth. It's funny, every time I look at your username, I don't think of tooth, I think of lips for some reason. That's the image that pops in. But either way, he said, I think you should make a Discord server around what you're doing. It would be a good place for more questioning and like-minded people to gather and debunk shite like this. Now, that was on my browsing our Law of Attraction success stories video, which was a pseudobabble video. And I have since started a Discord server. I'm going to put a link. I don't even know what it's called. But it's going to be for people who are interested in the pseudobabble series and who, see some pictures that are goofy. Maybe they're really cringy. Maybe they're just god-awful. Throw them up on there. They might end up in the next pseudobabble video, and this should be pretty interesting. I might create some more that have to do with maybe, the people suck. Depending on how many people get on, we might split it into 2 or 3 just because it might just get very crowded with different sort of things. So for this one, keep it to the pseudobabble series. I'm going to pop a link down below. Whatever you see, fine. Success stories, you name it, law of attraction, people talking about energy, people fucking talking about how they healed their dog's broken bone with Reiki. I like that shit. Oh, that shit's so damn good. And nobody else does this, and yeah, I think my pseudobabble videos definitely need a 1-up on their content level. Not gonna lie. Either way, will for you to prosper, and have a great day.